Ringo TV reactions. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Let's get down to business. You already know what it is. Let's go.
I never think he's gonna do that. I never, because I think I love him very much. You know?
But did you love him more than your daughter, who was trying to tell you something?
I love him more than I love you, because at that time I'm thinking he have no parent, and he came over here. I bring him to my house. I feel like I rescue him. I love him. At least you have father, you have mother, you know. But him, he have nobody.
You're saying that just because he didn't have parents, you felt so bad for him that you chose to believe him over your own daughter.
You know, it's really interesting because when Jeezy was on Sway, he told us that Jeannie Mai's family was this great family, this well-structured, everybody's loving, but that's not the case. The truth of the matter is Jeannie Mai's family was extremely dysfunctional. That's right. And we got the receipts. We want to play the tapes. We want to bring it all out because her whole family is a mess. And we're going to talk about the mom running from Vietnamese culture to come to America. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about feminism and how Jeannie Mai is one who been educated in feminism. Her mom never really wanted to have her. She was actually considered a mistake. Her mom's father was pushing Jeannie Mai's mom to delete her when she was a baby. And the mom ran away for about 7 years. And then we hear Jeannie Mai claim that her cousin, family member, was abusing her. This is her story. Before we begin, I want to talk about a few things. The first thing I want to talk about is, why would Jeannie Mai and her mom come on camera to record themselves having this mother-daughter talk as content for social media? I mean, if a mother and daughter is going to talk about these traumatic issues, surely they would want to do these things in private, one-on-one. But no, remember we talked about how Jeannie Mai suffers from ADHD. You remember that? You know what's so interesting? I'm trying to figure this out. Do her mom deal with the same thing? Because her mom is literally a representation of everything that Jeannie Mai went through. The mom was being abused too. See, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. And Jeezy marrying her was a problem from the beginning. This is why it's very important as men that you actually get to know where a woman come from. See, if I'm talking to a sister, I want to know where she been. I want to know what went wrong. I want to know what happened. Was your dad in your life? Were you did you have some crazy experience growing up? I need to know, because I don't want to get too invested. And then later on you come out with all this trauma and now you're all emotional and now I'm dealing with the stress and I don't even know what's wrong with you because you never opened up about your past. Because guys, you might get with a woman and you're trying to get intimate with her, and for whatever reason, because she was abused, she have this issue with intimacy. So she look at you as a predator every single time. You don't know that, but you're wondering why she's pushing you away, or she don't want to do this and she don't want to do that, or she gets upset. It's because her past is still haunting her even till today because she never overcome her issues. And these are the issues that Jeezy had to deal with, including his own demons while in that relationship. This particular tape has about 30 minutes of material that we're going to review. So without further ado, let's get this thing going. Again, as you come into the building, be sure to click the like button. Likes are for free. Got about 263 in the building. Let's get those likes to 200. All right, let's roll this thing back. Start over. Let's go.
Just be 100% honest, Mom.
To do that, I never, because I think I love him very much. You know?
But did you love him more than your daughter who was trying to tell you something?
I love him more than I love you, because at that time I'm thinking he have no parent, and he came over here. I bring him to my house. I feel like I rescue him. I love him. At least you have father, you have mother, you know, but him, he have nobody.
You're saying that just because he didn't have parents, you felt so bad for him that you chose to believe him over your own daughter.
Wow, that's deep.
Just be 100% honest, Mom. This is good for you and me, because you've never talked about this with anybody.
Yeah.
So she never talked about this with anybody, but she's on social media and you're recording it. It seemed like in today's day, a lot of people tend to use trauma as content to feed people that are also going through trauma, and then they earn revenue from that trauma. Because they could have had this conversation behind closed doors, no cameras, nothing, and deal with their issues. It's not even the public's business to know all of this type of stuff, but for some reason, people feel the need to be online telling everybody their personal business.
We got this. Okay. We've talked before that we had a major falling out when I was about 16 till I was 24. I've never actually talked about that incident with my mom since then. We're talking for the first time of how that affected us, and we hope that this can help you connect more with your mom, grow better and closer with your family, and help you heal however you need to inside.
So they're talking about this for the first time. They're talking about this for the first time, and they decided to press record before they talk about it. Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta read between the lines. I believe that she tried to do the same thing with Jeezy. Because of the ADHD, her need for attention and everything else, she probably wanted Jeezy to get on camera and do this type of stuff, because obviously she's pushing the mom to come on camera to do this for content for social media.
Coming from an Asian culture, specifically Vietnamese Chinese.
Listen to this. This is proof that Jeezy lied. Jeezy said that her family was tightly knit, that her family had great culture, that her family was well put together, and they had all these traditions and all this other stuff. Listen to the proof that Jeezy lied.
In that culture, we don't usually have therapeutic conversations. We don't talk out our problems. We don't usually have family meetings where we say, hey guys, I'm hurt, I'm sad. There are problems, but most of the time you just keep it to yourself, right?
Right.
And is that how you guys grew up too, Mom?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So when you have problems in a Vietnamese family, you just keep it to yourself. You don't talk about it. I didn't say it. They said it. Basically, there's no safety net. There's no emotional support. From her own mouth, she said that in Vietnamese culture, this is how they're brought up. They just keep it to themselves. Now, you got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, you're in America. If you're viewing in America, surely you are, right? But what I'm trying to say is, when you're listening to them too, you got to understand they're in America saying this. In their homeland, the culture is totally different. It's not like here where women can say they're a boss chick, they can rule, they can do this, they can tell men F you and get away with it, they can slap guys around and not expect to get hit back. In her culture, you couldn't play none of that type of mess as a woman. Always keep that in mind while we're listening to the tape.
Embarrassed to say it.
Coming from an Asian culture, specifically
Listen to what she just said here. Let me rewind that back. Listen.
sad, there are problems, but most of the time you just keep it to yourself, right?
Right.
And is that how you guys grew up too, Mom?
Mm-hmm. Embarrassed to say it.
You're embarrassed to say it. Now remember, Jeannie Mai was expressing and talking about abuse from one of her cousins. The mom said in Vietnamese culture, you didn't talk about it because you were embarrassed. That's another telltale sign that the mom been through the same kind of abuse. Not only the mom, but a lot of women in that land, they also experience the same type of thing. You have to understand where we're coming from. Again, you're listening to it from an American standpoint. So you got to take off the American understanding and think about what's going on in her homeland. Totally different from America. So a lot of times your morals and values that you may have about, well, why didn't anybody do anything? And what you're thinking like an American. You're thinking like in Vietnamese culture that they're supposed to think like you. No, they don't think like you.
Coming from an Asian culture, specifically Vietnamese Chinese, in that culture, we don't usually have therapeutic conversations. We don't talk out our problems. We don't usually have family meetings where we say, hey guys, I'm hurt, I'm sad. There are problems, but most of the time you just keep it to yourself, right?
Right.
And is that how you guys grew up too, Mom?
Mm-hmm. Embarrassed to say it.
Even though Mama Mai grew up in a culture where you hide your problems and you keep it to yourself,
You hide your problems and you keep it to yourself.
you tried to teach me to be proud of who you are, to speak up. Don't let somebody else silence your voice.
And you can only speak up in America. Let's also understand that. You can only speak up in America. In other lands, women can't do certain things. This is why they fled over here. Always remember that. Again, don't listen to it from an American standpoint. Think about where they're coming from. They're running from their culture. Jeezy said that their culture is great, comparing it to how he grew up in the hood. But based on what we're seeing, Jeannie Mai's upbringing was toxic, dysfunctional. Whole family was out of order.
I grew up with an Americanized way of thinking, but with my mom who still had traditional ways, there still is a learning curve to connect the two. I believe that confidence within your family is one of the most important fundamental roots to have. The confidence to be honest, to be open with your family members. We stay true to what we say we're gonna do because we want not only us to be a family here, but for you guys to be a family with us. I wanna thank you, first of all, for caring about me and Mama Mai, to ask thoughtful questions about our relationship and to get us to maybe face some of those uncomfortable moments we haven't talked about. Like,
Again, this is all for social media. A lot of times when people watch content like that, y'all be getting all emotional and all this other stuff. I think you people need to understand, people pick up their phones and they press record. That's what they do. So that conversation between her and her mom is not really coming from the heart. It's not heartfelt. It's a staged conversation for social media. And you know, women can drop and cry at the drop of a dime. And where's the father? Let's get back to the tapes.
this one. How do you feel right now, by the way?
A little bit nervous.
Yeah, I'm nervous too. So we are facing our fears right now, and we hope that this encourages anybody out there to face your fears.
They're using trauma to get your attention, trauma to get your view, trauma. And this is one of the characteristics of a narcissist. And this is why I'm saying I personally believe that the mom may have been suffering from the same conditions, just like Jeannie Mai. Same thing. The need for attention. Because when you have issues going down in your family, especially issues like this, fam, certain things you're supposed to just keep to yourself. That's between you and your family. Y'all work out your situations. But when you come on social media now and you start airing it all out, that becomes a problem. And then what's crazy is that when you air it out, you get upset when people criticize you. That don't even make no sense. How could you get mad at me for reviewing and critiquing and reacting to your personal business that you put on social media for me to see? It don't even make any sense. You know? This is considered the holies of holies. Ladies and gentlemen, maybe you don't know this, but when you are interacting with people, right? You got 3 kinds of relationships. The inner court, the outer court, and the holies of holies. You have to understand how this thing works. The outer court are those people that you see at the job. Hey, what up, man? Hey, yo, cool. All right, bro. Hey, yo, sister, good morning. How you doing? All right, cool. You don't tell those people all your business. Those people don't supposed to know about your personal relationships. They just don't supposed to do. But what you tend to do is you tell them everything about your life. That's the outer court relationship. You got to keep your information limited. The inner court would be like your day ones. People you grew up with in the sandbox. People that you knew from the block. I mean, they know you. They've been by your crib. You've been by their house. They know you. You know what I mean? These people, they've been there with you. You get what I'm saying? Y'all have a common bond. So y'all can talk about things that are personal. And you don't got to worry about the inner court folks running out in the streets and telling everybody your business. Then you got the holies of holies. That's the relationship that you got with people like your mom, your dad. You can go to them and you can tell them anything. You can cry. You don't got to worry about them going on social media telling anybody what went down with you. Your husband, your wife, you know what I'm saying? Your woman, your man, and y'all bonded together and you can open up and share. And you don't got to worry about being judged, criticized, condemned, because that's the holies of holies. You can tell them your darkest secrets. But what happens is a lot of times we tell our holies of holies information to those that are in the outer court relationship, and then we get mad when it's on Facebook. You got to know how to balance it out, man. And even some family members, you can't keep them in that playing field. Some family members, you got to put them in the outer court because some of them are dangerous because they're with this social media stuff. They're gossipers. They love to talk about you, and it's not cool. Let's get back to the tapes.
By sitting down on a couch together, even if it's as ugly as this one, to actually close the gap and remembering that unconditional love means you should be able to talk about anything. Growing up, Mama Mai and I were very close. I honestly think I am a television host and an entertainer today because of Mama Mai. She taught me how to shine. You taught me how to talk to people, relate to people. You taught me how to do my makeup, how to put on my clothes and wear bright colors.
She's just giving her mom credit. That's all she's doing right now. She's just giving her mom credit. The truth of the matter is, the proof is in the pudding. Her mom was going to the hospital to delete her own child. We got the videotapes, we got her words, we got her testimony. And the only reason why she didn't is because she didn't want to feel guilty if her father didn't want to accept her. Because her father, Jeannie Mai's mother, told her, if you want to come back home, the only way is you got to get rid of the baby. Because Jeannie Mai's mom went with a man from the north side, I believe it is. We're going to get to the tape. And the father didn't like the fact that a man from the north side pretty much got his daughter pregnant. He didn't like that. So he ruled with an iron fist. And again, in her culture, the men rule. It ain't like over here in America where you ladies can talk shit and say you're an independent woman, you a boss. You can't do that over there. Always remember that. Let's get back to the tapes.
When my second brother was born, there were 3 kids in the house now. Mama Mai had to take on a second job. So she became very busy. We needed to find a babysitter. So we called upon a family member. This family member came over every single day and stayed with me after school and became a really cool, iconic person in my life. This person was about 16, 17, and I was 9. I remember dyeing my hair black because of this person, listening to The Cure. If you can imagine, like, being about 9 years old at that time, you're just super impressionable and everything cool, from skateboarding. Mama Mai, you're...
My phone.
Really?
Yeah, I told somebody turn it up. Why did you turn it on?
Mom, you turn it off, Mom.
I did, but I don't know what happened.
Now think about this. They're recording. Her phone is going off. This is what I mean. Like, this is just unacceptable for them to be recording their family business and putting it out there. You know, the mom didn't even know, hey, let me turn off my phone, because the phone most likely interrupt. But obviously their microphones wasn't picking up anything, but for whatever reason, she was distracted by it.
Here, up here.
I do already. I don't know why.
Just-
Move. Okay, done. Done.
I'm pouring out my heart here. Does she understand this?
Do you see how she's one place and another place? Do you see how Jeannie Mai is trying to be emotional and pouring out her heart, but she's smiling at the same time because it's for social media. So she's trying to make herself make it a sad situation, like a mom and a daughter situation. You see that? It's not really genuine coming from the heart.
Did for the whole day. Did you hear anything the whole day? Only now. Just wake me up.
Anyway, like I was saying, I really looked up to this family member who was babysitting me. We became very close. And I just remember one day, this person sitting really close to me.
This person is her cousin, but for some reason, she's not saying it's her cousin. She ain't say who the name of the person is, which is rather suspect. I don't see how could a woman claim that she was abused at 9 years old, and she don't even acknowledge the person as her cousin or utter his name. You see what I'm saying? So I'm trying to figure out, is the story real or is the story fake? Which one is it? Is she just making up the story out of the blue because it's for content, or is she speaking the truth? We got a lot to cover, fam. Make sure you click that like button. Let's go.
We were playing video games and he started to touch my thigh. And I just remember the whole time I keep thinking, this is my family member. I know him like this. I've known him for this long. He's taught me this. He's allowed in my house. This is cool. This is okay. And I also was just stunned because I've never been intimately touched like that. So I couldn't tell if it was wrong. I just knew I was noticing it. I was almost narrating it in my head, but I also just kept playing the video games.
So you couldn't tell if it's wrong, but you just kept playing the video games. But you couldn't tell if it was wrong. And again, if we can recap, she said that in her culture, you just kept everything to yourself. You didn't tell nobody, hey, I'm feeling some type of way. So she was pretty much just practicing the culture. Now, again, don't listen to this with an American mindset. Follow her culture. In her culture, she said they don't speak about anything they're dealing with. They just keep it to themselves. That's exactly what she was doing.
Every day, the touching continued a little bit more. Him taking off some of my clothes. We used to have the bathroom in your room. I remember him pulling me into that shower, and it was the first time I've ever seen a grown man and what he looked like. I was still 9 years old. I remember him telling me to touch him in certain ways. When I picture it, I just see...
Now, for the record, she said he was 16, 17, but she said grown man. Now, your perception would be like a grown man, like grown man. You understand? So we want to make sure that we correct her cousin was 16, 17. Now, of course, between a 9-year-old and a 16-year-old, there's a difference. But we want to make sure that this is a 16-year-old.
Flashes of things. I remember seeing the color of my clothes. I remember seeing blue jeans and then my blue underwear, my green shirt that my mom bought for me. And this happened every day for a few weeks, and then it turned into months. And I remember one year going by. I didn't want to say anything because I was afraid. Honestly, because I knew you and Dad were struggling with money, and I knew that we had to have a babysitter, so I was afraid of getting him in trouble because then who would watch over us? And you were always really tired because you had 2 jobs and you were stressed out, and I never thought to come and bring more issues to you. He said certain things that made me afraid of making you angry at me. He would say things like, which is like, your mom's gonna hit you if you talk about the family. Or, không ai tin đâu. Nhiều người nghĩ là con gái điên lắm, which is like, nobody's gonna believe you. People think little girls like you are crazy.
Now think about what she's saying here. Now, the problem with this is that she's saying these things now, but the way she's putting it out there is what you would normally get from a predator in America. You get what I'm saying? It's like, we don't have the testimony of this cousin. Nobody showed him. Nobody showed a photo. Nobody said he was locked up. Nobody said that, nothing. So I'm trying to figure out, is this some sort of common practice in Vietnamese culture where men get away with certain things? Because, you got a lot of guys that are passport guys, right? And they go to places like that just so that they can get young girls. A lot of these guys are right here on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And they go down there for 12-year-old girls and fool around. They're not going to tell you, of course, but they do their thing, and then they come on back to the States. This is why they get upset with me when I talk, because I break these things down and I expose the details. But there's something about her story, fam, that is just not clicking. Like, she's talking as if though the guy is in America doing this. That's how she's talking. Oh, if you say something, your mom is going to beat you. But remember, she said her tradition is you don't tell nobody nothing. Your tradition is you just keep it to yourself. There was no emotional support in her culture based on her own testimony. That's what I'm looking at.
I would just come home and go to my room, and I just kind of knew that he would come in at some point. And
So you knew he would come in at some point, but you never told your mom that he's coming in at this point. And she said this happened every single day. And I'm trying to figure this out. Was her story 100% authentic? Or was she storytelling? Because I'm going to tell you straight up, fam, you have a lot of women that be good at storytelling, and they'll make you really believe what they said. Just like a lot of you believe that the brick lady got hit with a brick and she never got hit with a brick. And you dragged black men, still never apologized. But you really thought that she was abused and violated by a black man. Somali woman, right? Who is not a black woman. She's a Hamite, an African woman. But you thought she was one of your people. And you thought that we did it. You blamed me. Women were coming to my platform telling me that I'm this and I'm that. I don't know this woman from nowhere. You know? The only woman that get protection is a woman that is my woman. Any woman that's my woman, she's protected. And the way you protect a woman is not by going outside shooting people and fighting people. The way you protect a woman is by educating her. You see, the same way you come over here and you listen to the content? Well, as a man, when you're talking to your woman, your job is to educate her and teach her what she needs to do, how to move, how to talk in these streets, so that she can avoid the drama and the trouble. You supposed to show her, don't put on that skirt. Don't put on those shorts looking like that walking in the street. That's not what you want, because you're going to draw in negative attention. But if she don't want me to have that control to lead her, then eventually she's going to go outside and get herself in a problem.
Nowhere in my house to run to. This went on for a long time, for a few years. I'm a teenager. I'm like 13, 14. And I remember getting quieter, and I started getting nightmares. I felt like you and I grew farther from each other because you were working so much.
Now, she was working so much. That would imply that the mom either was a single mom or the dad was not around, because she said she ain't really spend no time with her mom. At 13 years old, Jeezy said her family was tightly knit. So if the mom was at work, it sounds like single mom to me. Because normally kids that are raised in a single mom household hardly ever see their mom, because their mom put them in these daycare centers. And you saw what happened out here in, I think it's in the Bronx or whatever the case is, where you had a 1-year-old boy that died. You know what I'm saying? We ain't report on the story yet, but they just made another arrest. So that's 3 people they arrest with some fentanyl or some sort of stuff where they had some drugs or whatever the case is and chemicals inside the daycare center. And for some reason, the children that was in there must have got a hold of it. And, you know, they were pretty much unconscious, and one of them died. And the father, Hispanic guy, is, you know, he's distraught, going crazy, and it's a messed up situation. But it goes back to what I've been teaching, that as a woman, your job is supposed to be home raising your kids. Your job is not supposed to be at a 9-to-5 punching the clock. You're supposed to have a man that's providing while you're in your feminine taking care of your kids. Your kids is not supposed to be in a daycare center. But this is what you get in America. In America, they tell you to do this nonsense, and this is why kids are out here dying.
I approached my mom, and I tried to tell you what had happened. You were in the kitchen, you were cooking something. And I remember telling her, almost like pleading with her, like, I don't like this person. I don't want to stay at home with him anymore. Please stay home with me. I remember you were confused. I think you thought we were fighting, like kids fighting, right?
That's what I thought.
Do you remember this moment?
Yeah, I thought you guys fighting all the time. You said you don't like him, so I thought you fight.
Listen, fam, I got 4 daughters. 4 daughters. I have never in the history, since they've been born, let someone else watch my girls. Because if I hear that somebody did anything to my daughters, you might as well go dig your own grave. And it's not going to be quick. I promise you. So when I listen to this story, I'm trying to figure out, how could this cousin violate her where the father was? Father was not in the house, fam. Mom was a single mom. Her father wasn't in the home. Because how could something like that go down on his watch and the man or the young boy just walked away unscathed? But she said this was going on every single day. So for every single day this was going on and mom wasn't around, like, who was there watching the kids? I've never let nobody babysit. No. If I had to go somewhere, they coming. Or we just not going. Because I don't trust nobody. I don't trust nobody. Family members? I heard too many horror stories from other family members. So I'm like, not doing that, fam. Not doing that, fam. And it's not just keeping your girls around boys. You can keep your young girls around older girls, and your daughters will get violated because you got some lesbians in your family that try to turn out your daughter. I've heard stories of women, sisters, that have been abused by their aunt when they were young. And I'm like, well, did you tell anybody? No. Why didn't you tell anybody? Oh, I looked forward to it. And you know what's so funny is anytime I say these things, you'll have women that'll come into my chat and tell me that I'm a monster and I'm an animal. How the fuck am I an animal and a monster for repeating what another fucking woman told me? This is what I hear when I talk to women. They tell me that they were abused, but they didn't see it as abuse because they looked forward to whatever it is that was going on between them and that family member. This is their story. This is their testimony. So how the fuck you gonna look at me and tell me I'm some sort of sick person because I'm explaining the story? Like, this is crazy. Most victims don't tell nobody because for them, it's fun. That's how it is. Go talk to these people. Go talk to them. Because when these women are amongst their friends, this is what they say. Now, when they come on social media, they'll say something else. They'll act like, well, it wasn't fun for me. It wasn't this and it wasn't that. Okay, whatever you say. Why didn't you tell your mom? Why you ain't tell your dad? Why you ain't tell nobody? Why you ain't tell your teacher, your counselor, whoever in school? Why you ain't tell nobody? Don't tell me you don't know, fam. Don't tell me you're just so slow as a kid. You don't know nothing. You can't tell that something ain't right. You can't tell that that person's hand don't belong between your legs. You don't know something ain't right. You know it's not right. Come on. You fooling yourself. You know good and well that when you were raised as a young girl, your mom would take you in the bathroom, she would bathe you, she would do all this stuff, you'll be in the shower, whatever the case is, and she'll tell you, wash between your legs, do this, do that. You know good and well what it is. So why would some cousin or uncle be putting his hand between your legs and you don't know that it's not right? You know already, but you don't say nothing. And this is a fact. Let's get back to the tapes.
So I remember the words I was saying was trying to get my mom to just get him to leave, but I also wasn't able to say it clearly because I don't even know what that word is in Vietnamese, that someone's touching you. Like, you know what I mean? It's just so weird. So she didn't get it, and she just said, you guys don't like each other right now. Just, ignore each other for now. I kind of went back to my own corner, and he was starting to become more aggressive with what he was doing to me.
Again, he was more aggressive doing what he was doing to me to further get the emotions of the viewer. Be very careful when you listen to things because a lot of times it will trigger your trauma as a woman, especially if you're a woman who's been raped. It'll trigger your trauma. And then you'll get mad at me. That's how sick the mental illness is. You'll get mad at somebody else that have nothing to do with your situation. I've seen it many times. People get mad at me because all I'm doing is reviewing something. They get mad at me. They'll write me saying, Ringo, when I was younger, I was violated. I don't appreciate what you're saying. I don't give a fuck what you feel. Stop blaming me for your shit. You need to go seek counseling. You need to go see a therapist. You getting mad at me? I don't know you. That's mental illness. When you could come online, see a video that have nothing to do with you, and all of a sudden now, you start having flashbacks of what happened to you when you were younger because of somebody else's story, and then you blaming me, you're crazy. You didn't blame the person that did whatever they did to you, but you blaming me. And see, this is what I mean, guys. When you get into relationships with women and you don't know where they've been, they will blame you. They'll treat you as if though you were that guy that did them dirty. It's mental illness, man. This is why you got to know who you getting with in these streets, fam. These women will take it out on you. And this is probably what she was doing to Jeezy. She probably was stressing Jeezy out with her trauma. Because I don't see how dude was praising her last month. And then he end up on Sway singing her praises. He was singing Jeannie Mai's praises on Sway last month. And I'm hearing word he filed for that divorce in June. So if he filed in June, it makes it even more sick. Why would you be on all these different podcasts praising your wife, but you filed for divorce already? Both of them got issues, man.
In private. So I went to my mom and I said that this person was doing things to me that gave me nightmares.
See? He was doing things to me that gave me nightmares. More emotion. Now, all of you ladies, when you hear that type of stuff, you get emotional. It triggers all of your inner trauma. And you get on her side and you start looking at men, all these monsters, these bad guys, these demons, this is what you do. But she's using that right now to get your attention. Because nothing ever happened to this person that been doing this to her for years. Every single day. You mean to tell me you 9 years old, then 10 years old, you don't know right from wrong? This is why listen, let's stop playing, man. Let's stop playing. You 9 years old and you don't know what's right from wrong? You don't know? Come on now. Come on now. Stop playing.
You looked really confused.
I don't realize what you tried to say.
I told you that he took off my clothes.
Yeah, and then I don't believe it. That's my reaction. I don't believe it all.
Wow.
Because his parent is divorced. So my father bring him to our house, and then he was baby, 1 year old. We bring him and stay with us. He's just like the real son. He talk to me, he respect me, he very sweet, he really nice. Whatever I ask for help, he gonna do it, he gonna do everything. So when you tell me, I feel like, is that right? I don't believe it.
It didn't match up.
It doesn't match up. I don't believe it, and I just let it go.
I began to get angry because now I'm telling my mom that he's taking off my clothes. And you said, I don't believe you.
I should come ask him, I should get action to ask him. But I don't know why. At that time, I feel like maybe I can say I'm stupid or I don't pay attention. I don't know.
No, you're not
but I feel
stupid,
like
Mom.
I feel like I don't believe it. When I don't believe it, I just let it go. I never think he's gonna do that. I never, because I think I love him very much.
But did you love him more than your daughter who was trying to tell you something?
I love him more than I love you, because at that time I'm thinking he have no parent and he came over here. I bring him to my house. I feel like I rescue him. I love him. At least you have father, you have mother, but him, he have nobody.
You're saying that just because he didn't have parents, you felt so bad for him that you chose to believe him over your own daughter.
It's not I chose, but I feel like you guys always fight on the time, you know what I mean? Mom, I don't like my cousin, I like that, so, and then this is the point. I got tricked because I don't see anything bad thing about him.
Wow, this is crazy, man. Wow. This is crazy. Vietnamese culture, fam. Jeannie Mai said she told her mom what happened to her. Put all her cards on the table. Mom said, I don't believe it. I don't believe it because we took this young boy in as a baby when his parents had a divorce. And he always respected me. I don't believe you. Again, that goes back to Vietnamese culture. The male child is always put above the female child. I can guarantee you that's how it is. The male child is always above the female child. So for her to bring that accusation, she was like, nah, that didn't happen. There's no way that happened. She didn't believe her own daughter. Now, again, you're going to look at it from American standpoint. What? Mom did this and that? You got to go back to her culture now. You got to go back to her culture. They don't speak on it. They don't say nothing. They don't speak about it. Even Jeannie Mai said that people within her culture got upset with her because of that video. Even people in her family, they were like, why you aired that out? You shouldn't have put that out there. You making us look bad.
Part of the blood of the family. I don't think he do that.
So in that moment, I was about 15. I remember distinctly those words. I don't believe you. He wouldn't do that. That's your cousin. This is in your head. I felt by myself. I even got to a point where I started to ask myself, did I imagine these things? I knew that it wasn't just in my head. And that's when I started to separate from you, Mom. And
let me pack up, who's this? Melvin Jones. Let me pack you up, get you up on out of here. Bye-bye. That's all we got to do. Right? When you come into the platform, make sure you have some respect. Don't come in here with your attitude as if though you running something here. This is a reaction video. This ain't a movie theater. You understand? Have some respect. Learn how to communicate, because I don't tolerate no disrespect from no woman. I'm letting you know that straight up and down. I don't care who you are, woman, male, whoever you are. You come in here with disrespect, we're gonna pack you up, right? That's what we do. Let's go.
I decided at 16, I ran away from home. So I packed up my things and I left the house and I moved to San Francisco.
At 16, she ran away from home. At 16, she packed up her bags and she ran away from home. Y'all hearing this?
I left the house and started to pursue my career in makeup, in styling, and later TV, and pretty much have been independent since 16. I spent 9 years, almost 10 years, never celebrating Mother's Day, never celebrating Christmases with my family. All of the traditions we always did, it stopped completely.
Wow. She wasn't doing her traditions, she stopped talking to her mom, and she ran away from home. Jeezy said that Jeannie Mai's family was well put together, they all had morals and values, and everything was lit. He talked about that on Sway. He lied to us.
Mom was mad at me for running away because she felt that that was disrespectful, and I hated you at the time.
She hated her own mother. Jeezy said that Jeannie Mai's family was great and it taught him how to treat his family. But based on what I'm seeing, their family was dysfunctional, fam. Dysfunctional to the max.
At that time, I feel like you want to run away, you want to learn heart rate, go ahead, run. I don't need that kind of daughter. That's how I feel.
For anybody out there who has distance from your family member or maybe even a broken connection with your mom, you feel it. So at that time, my mom was doing her own thing and I had to find a way to reconnect with her, but I hadn't talked to her in years. I finally got to contacting where you were at that moment, and I came over, and I remember I knocked on the door, and as soon as the door opened, we went at it. The ugly cry, the ugly scream, the scene from Love and Hip Hop, like everything you could think of. And I said it one more time. You never believed me when I needed you to.
In your relationship with Jeannie, are there any new habits or new beliefs or beliefs that you sharpened while being with her?
I mean, you know, my wife she loves to save money. I didn't, you know, I'm trying to be like, yo, I'm trying to do
what? That's cultural.
Yeah. She save money. But I would say to family, you know what I'm saying? Because I came from a broken home, so I didn't, besides my Uncle Hoss and his wife, and I told him that they was at a house the other day, I gave them their flowers. That's the only, besides them and the Cosbys, you know, from what we know, that's the only structure of a family I've ever seen.
You see that? Jeezy is praising Jeannie Mai's family, saying that was the only structure of a family that I've seen. In other words, their family structure was great. He's lying right here, because based on what we're seeing, Jeannie Mai's family was dysfunctional. He lied to sell a book. That's why he's wearing the dark shades. Had everybody gassed up, had everybody believing that Jeannie Mai's family is better than the typical black household, the typical black family, when their family had more dysfunction and chaos than a so-called black family.
You know, people sitting down having dinner and, you know, conversing and, you know, cleaning up the kitchen together, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've never seen that, right? And culturally, her family, they're really tight, you know what I'm saying? And they really do a lot of things together, which makes it easier for me to do things with my family.
He lied, y'all. You just heard what he just said? All that he just said right there is a lie. That's crazy, man. He did that to make Jeannie Mai look good when he knew good and well that her family was dysfunctional the whole time.
You never believed me when I needed you to. You listened and you said, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And I said, I told you about this. I told you that this person, this family member has been touching me and has been doing things to me every single day for years. And you never helped me.
Every single day for years. So you mean to tell me from 9 years old, 10 years old, 11 years old, 12 years old, this person been doing the same thing to you for years. You never said down to nobody. You gonna tell me that's a functional family or dysfunction? And again, I asked the question, where was her father at? Where was her father to protect her? Because the mom was in them streets. Again, the mom is not innocent, fam. Y'all be looking at these old women thinking that they were this decent mom. No, her mom was in the streets too, fam. Same thing. Doing the same thing that Jeannie Mai doing. Mom was in the street doing that back in the day in her culture.
All of a sudden you stopped and you said, tell me exactly what he did. And I told you everything.
I don't know why I really listened to her single detail, everything. And I'm really shocked because I cannot believe it. That's a real thing. It's happened to my family. Make me guilty and make me feel so bad and make me cannot sleep. And I want to come over to his house. I want to punch him.
If you're paying attention, Karen, Jeezy said that he had a bad upbringing. He said he never seen family structure. Are you paying attention in class? Or you just don't like the fact that I'm talking about Jeannie Mai's family? We just listened to the tape where Jeezy clearly said he never was raised in a household that was really functional. So of course, his family was chaotic. We don't need to hear it. He said it. But with Jeezy, he made it seem as if though Jeannie Mai's family was this happy home, and it wasn't. It was filled with abuse, dysfunction, chaos, hurt, pain, trauma, drama, you name it.
I want to put him in jail, you know what I mean? I cannot believe it. That's happened to my daughter. And then she ran away because of that reason, because I don't believe her. I have to say.
Her own mother didn't believe her. Why? Because this was common. This was common amongst young girls. This was common. That's why she ain't even believe her. She ain't want to get involved in it because if she said something, maybe someone who is of a male authority might regulate her because the mom was in the same boat and ran away with the baby because her pops was upset that she got pregnant by some man.
Really sorry, Kong. I'm really sorry because I don't know what happened. I don't know why I love that boy and I take care like a real son and then do that to you. I cannot believe it.
That's what, I guess that's, Mom,
Notice she call him that boy. It's her cousin, right? Why y'all not addressing him as cousin? What's his name? What do he look like? Where's his photo? Did he go to prison? Did he go to jail? Did he get justice? Like, what's going on? They're not telling you nothing. This is why when they make these stories, a lot of times, fam, on social media, people be making stories up, fam. Of course, there are situations where women really done had these experiences when they were younger. But a lot of times people do this stuff for the clicks and the views, man. And they'll make these stories up, they'll start crying, and they'll do all of that stuff for the camera and have you gassed up. Where is this cousin? Did he serve time? What happened?
I obviously forgive you now because you're like my best friend, of course, and I'm so happy that we reconnected. But I'll never forget why you didn't believe me.
And again, these tears from Jeannie Mai is fake, bro. That's the ADHD right there. I'm letting you know that straight up and down. I don't care how anybody feel, fam. I'm just speaking facts. People that suffer from ADHD can drop them tears, drop of a dime. They'll start getting emotional, start crying in front of the whole world, start doing that big thing, getting all that attention from everybody, fam. And this is something that Jeezy probably had to deal with every single day. Because again, she pressed record on her camera to record these moments. So this is all put together to get you emotional and start crying just like her. And once they finish recording, they're like, yes, this was a great tape. Man, I can't wait to upload this video to YouTube. I'm telling you, man. Again, fam, this is social media. If you crying and you're hurt, just end the damn session and turn it off. But no, they keep rolling because that's a part of show business, man. You can't fool me with this, man.
Even like right now when you say that you loved him more than me because you felt bad for him, I just don't understand.
That's how I feel. I feel sorry for him, you know. I don't know what to do. But the only thing I can say, I'm really sorry. After that, I cannot sleep. For the whole night, I cannot sleep.
Notice, where the father at? How come the father could sleep? The father wasn't around. Jeannie Mai's mom was a single mom, y'all. Single mom. Telling you, man.
Morning, I came over to his house. I asked him.
Whose house?
What is it? Him.
You went to his house?
Yes, I came to his house. I asked him, why you do that to my daughter? What did you do? Can you tell me what's going on? He's shocked. And then he say, I didn't do anything. Who told you? I say, my daughter told me. You better tell me right now before I call the police.
You went to his house later on?
Yes, I went to his house later on.
She's scratching the back of her head. I don't believe her, fam. I don't believe her. I understand the art of body language when people talk. A lot of times when people talking and they lying, they tend to start scratching something. They'll be like, yeah, yeah, and they'll start doing all this stuff, touching their face, and it'll be like, hey, bro, man. So, yo, what happened last week, man? You know what really happened? Yeah, I know what happened, man. When I was there, you know what I'm saying, he came through, but I didn't pick up the wallet though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who picked it up. You know what I mean? I was at the club. But, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Somebody came in, once you see that, they lying. They lying, fam. That's when you punch them in the face. Hey, yo, bro, where my money at? Yo, you got my money? Yo, bro, man, you know what I'm saying? Last week, I had to pay my rent. So, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy, but I'm gonna get that to you, man. That's when you punch him in the face, bro. Because he's lying to you. The money is in his pocket. Just run his pockets. The money's in his pockets right there, the left pocket.
When I told you what happened, you mean as an adult?
Yes, I almost hit him.
How come you never told me this?
No, because I'm so mad. Because I'm
Notice the mom said, I never told you this. She's lying, y'all.
Oh man, I just do without you. And I came over and then I almost slapped him and he begging me. He begging me, please don't say anything, please don't say anything. He told me, forgive him. He's too young. He doesn't know what he's doing. And then he know he's stupid. And he say, would you please tell Jeannie, can I buy the present for her?
Oh my God.
No, that's why he asked me, can I buy the present for her? So I can talk, I can apologize. I tried to tell him, my daughter hates the people like that.
So let me get this straight. So he never got in trouble for nothing. You telling me that you went over to his house, but I thought he was staying with you. I thought he was staying with you. Now you went to his house and he tried to apologize and said, I want to buy Jeannie Mai a gift. Are you kidding me? That he's too young? I thought he was 16. So when did you go to his house? When he was 16 or when he was 22? Because this story is not adding up, y'all. It's not adding up. Jeannie Mai is doing all the crying. Fake crying, just to keep you informed. That's the emotional effects of when a woman thinks about something emotional, she can cry at the drop of a dime. They do this all the times in movies, people. Let's not act like we dumb and slow. You watch movies, right? Okay, when you see scenes in movies where people are crying, do you not realize that they're acting? So how is it that they're able to drop those tears at the drop of a dime? When you're a good actor, you'll know how to do it. All you got to do is just think of something really emotional and get yourself worked up. Boom, happens right away. And they do it every time on the set. Let's go.
And then she'll write a book. She's talking about you. And I cannot stop my daughter because, I feel bad. I feel embarrassed. What did I I do to her. How come I don't on her side? I'll be on your side. Right now, if I can kill you, you're the first one on my list. I told him like that.
So the mom said that if she could kill him, she would. Really? But she didn't. Come on now. What's really going on with this story, man?
I wish you told me that you went to his house, because
So what you gonna do? I don't
I
want.
know, but you never told me that before, and that part is all I needed. That part is all I needed to know, is that you supported me and you defended me.
See, I'm not buying the emotional outburst that's going on with Jeannie Mai right here, because she's in her 40s, and this situation was when she was between 9 and 12, right? And she's extremely emotional. That's the ADHD right there. And she's using that to capitalize with the tears to get you emotional, right? You got to look at it. This happened damn near decades ago, and she's acting like this just happened yesterday. So you mean to tell me with your mom, y'all never had no talks at all to hash this out ever? You're now doing this on camera? Come on, man. You're not fooling me, fam. You're not fooling me. I've been doing this for years. I can read right through people, fam. This is staged.
How come you never told me that right there is all I needed to know, is that you believe me. That you believe me and that you listen.
What you're seeing from Jeannie Mai right here is an episode of her condition. And this is something that Jeezy had to deal with as well. Do you understand me? These type of emotional outbursts from the past. And see, this is why I keep telling you guys, man. And these ladies, they always keep getting upset with me, bro. But when you get with a woman, if she have this kind of trauma, your relationship is going to fail. If you get with a woman that got this kind of trauma, she could never be healed. No amount of love, no amount of love letters and hearts and candy is going to make this woman, overcome her issues. Because remember, I don't know about this story that she's talking about. It is what it is, whether it's true or false. The thing that concerned me about the story is it just shows that she's struggling inside with a lot of other trauma and issues. And Jeezy had to deal with the same demons. We talked about this in multiple streams. Because again, she pressed record on a camera to film this. This is not being done live in her house. They planned it. Mom, let's get on camera and let's talk about such and such and such. That's what they did. And they needed it to be dramatic. They needed it to be intense. They needed it to get under your skin and trigger all of your trauma and emotions, so that if you're a woman and you've been through things like this, I'm talking about the women that really been through things, it will affect you greatly. And that's what they're doing.
And that you would go and try to do something about it. Like, I just needed your support. Does that make sense?
Makes sense, but
it makes me, I know that I'm crying right now, but actually, I feel like you just set something free inside of me, because you believed me enough to go to his house and say something to him.
But the boy never got in trouble. That's the part that I'm looking for. And where is your father? Where is your family? It seemed like nobody was there to support you. So I'm trying to figure this out. Did this even happen? Because mom can sit up there and run this show with you and it can look real good. But I'm looking for witnesses, like what's really going on. She said she had brothers. What are they saying about this? What's going on here? Where's dad? Where's your father? What's going on? Why at such a young age I don't hear nothing about your father? So I'm trying to figure out, And hey, I never seen her father. Did anybody ever seen Jeannie Mai's father? Did anyone ever see Jeannie Mai's father? Because I want to say something, but I want to make sure that it's confirmed that, you know what I'm saying? That y'all seen him. Has anyone seen Jeannie Mai's father before? Let me see if I can find this, man, because I'm telling you, my thoughts. Let me see. Let me see what I can find. Okay. Jeannie Mai's dad confirms relationship of 10 years. Let me see. Is this it? Is this him? Because I see something here. My dad has a secret girlfriend. Okay, so this must be her dad. Let me see. Because I'm trying to figure out where was he? You know? But this must be the dad, I guess. Because it says my dad has a secret girlfriend. So maybe that's the dad. We're going to have to look at this tape and see what's going on. Because I'm trying to figure out where was the father if all of this was going down. Because what I initially was going to say is that could there be a possibility that Jeannie Mai's mom may have been intimate with a foreigner who came to her land and hooked up with her? Because this is what's going on right now with a lot of these passport guys. They're going out to these places and impregnating women and coming back to the States. This is what's going down. Let's get back to the tapes.
That's all I needed to see, Mom. You never told me this for years.
No, the reason I didn't tell you because I don't want you to think back again. It's already over. Let me take care of him. I know I should tell you, but I feel like if I bring it back to you, make you more hurt. And I don't want to say that's why I let it go.
No, I understand you now, Mom, but you have to realize what he did to me, that hurt. But my own mother not believing me, that hurts more.
So if he's Korean, the father, it could be that he went over there to fool around. So maybe there is some truth to what I'm saying where that may have happened. You understand? Miss O says, you are gross. Isn't that amazing? I'm gross. Why am I gross? Let's have the conversation. Miss O, what makes me gross? It's amazing, guys, that I am simply reacting to a story and I'm gross. Do you see how women have mental problems where they take out their trauma on you? Are you not seeing this in real time? Put a 1 in the chat if you're not seeing this in real time, where women that suffer from trauma and drama will look at a man they don't know and accuse him of being gross because of the gross man that violated them. Please, I'm tired of this nonsense, fam. Mental illness is real. It is real. This is why I keep telling you guys, when you get with women, know where they are, because you might end up getting with a woman that got mental illness. And when you get with her, she's going to destroy your life. I'm telling you, fam. I don't know this woman from nowhere, fam. She comes into my live chat saying that I'm gross because I'm speaking and reacting to a video. I'm the bad guy. That's crazy.
I'm really sorry. I know it's my fault. My fault. I'm sorry, but I'm like I tell you, he cheated and he covers so much.
No, I know, but Mom, I'm just saying that I'm so happy right now I know I'm crying, but I'm so happy because all I needed to know is that you are behind me, you support me, and that you believe me.
So she's now realizing that her mom was behind her the whole time and supported her now. And she needed to hear that. But it's being recorded now. So all this time, her entire life, her mom never told her this. She never knew this. She never knew nothing. This is crazy, man. Absolutely crazy.
All I needed my entire life. My mom knows her daughter. And when her daughter says she's not okay, you will be there for me and fight for me. That's all I needed to feel.
You want your mom to fight for you at 40 years old? You're in your 40s. The past is the past. You had that opportunity. You didn't say anything. And when you said it, you didn't tell nobody else. So you mean to tell me you only told your mom? You didn't tell your teachers, you didn't tell your aunts, you didn't tell your relatives, you didn't tell your cousins, you didn't tell nobody else, right? Come on now. Come on. So she only told her mom. She didn't tell her brothers. She didn't tell her father. She didn't tell nobody in her family. But you say that I'm gross because I'm asking questions. Okay, whatever you say.
Healed from him, and honestly, you never totally heal from it. It's just something you go through for the rest of your life.
So you go through it for the rest of your life. So this trauma, this drama, this headache and crying is going to be for the rest of your life. And you wondering why Jeezy filed for divorce? Because I wouldn't want to be around a woman that's this emotional all day long and I don't got no peace. I'm just being honest, fam. There comes a time in your life as a man and woman that you need to overcome your bullshit. You need to overcome your trauma. You need to overcome your childhood. You can't keep carrying that as a crutch throughout your entire life. It's time to grow up. You know what I mean? I'm not with all of this sensitive nonsense because a lot of you folks out there be too damn sensitive for your own health. And that's the reason why you're alone and by yourself right now, because nobody could be around you because you're too emotional. Nobody don't got no time for that drama.
But I don't even care about him anymore. This is what I care about. You and me.
So you never forgave him. So you never forgave the predator. You never forgave him. Come on now. How could you be healed if you never forgave? This is how I know something ain't right, because you said, I don't care about him. Well, you need to care about him, because if you didn't forgive him, how you going to overcome your trauma? How come you ain't do a show with the perpetrator? Come on now. Come on. Come on. How come she ain't do a show where she have her cousin who violated her come on the panel and talk about these issues? Why that didn't happen yet? Come on.
Nothing can ever come between us. No stranger, no family member, no lie. You and I are a team first before anybody else.
But you ran away from home at 16 years old and you haven't spoken to your mom in 7 to 8 years. That's your own testimony that you told us. So something did come in between you and your mom. See, a lot of people that are watching the story, they're just emotional. I'm thinking logical as I view. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm not looking at this thing like you ladies that are in the clouds that are just emotional all day and crying with your tissue all day. That's why you don't got a man right now, because a man is not going to sit there and deal with a woman that's that emotional, fam. You got to control those emotions. You got to recognize when somebody's pulling your leg. I'm looking at this story and it's just not adding up.
I'm really sorry, Con, but you have to think at that time, I'm still young.
At that time, she was still young, which means she had Jeannie Mai at a young age, because she was in them streets at a young age, got pregnant, and her father didn't approve of it. And she rebelled. She was a rebellious young girl back in the day. Jeannie Mai's mom was a rebellious young girl, and her father pretty much whooped her ass. That's what happened, fam. Check it out. You're going to hear the tapes. I'm going to bring out the tapes and the receipts to prove and substantiate my points.
You are the first one in my family, and then I don't know that much about to be a parent, too.
Excuses,
Mom,
you see?
right now, just what you showed me makes you the best mom in the world.
She didn't know how to be a parent, which goes back to what we be teaching when you guys be wanting to take women down the aisles to be wives. These women are not even wife material. They don't even know how to be a mom. They don't even know how to change a baby's diaper, fam. And you trying to make her your wife? Her mom just said, I didn't even know. I was young. I didn't even know how to be a mom. I didn't even know. And what that does, it make everybody feel sorry for her. Aw, so sorry. It doesn't matter. You okay. Mama Mai, you're okay. This is the same woman that told her daughter in her face that I had more love for the cousin who abused you rather than her own daughter. How you gonna put somebody else above your kids? That's crazy, y'all.
That time I don't know. I'm too young. That's why I told you I got you by accident. I don't want you to come out. I told.
She just said that she got pregnant with Jeannie Mai by accident. That's what she just said, y'all. But remember, I'm gross because I'm speaking this truth. I'm a bad guy because I'm reviewing the video. Her mom just said, I had you by mistake. Check it out. Let's get these tapes back. Let's go. Check it out.
In the world.
At that time I don't know. I'm too young. That's why I told you I got you by accident. I don't want you to come out. I told you already.
Why are we bringing that up?
I want to enjoy, to have a good time, and you come out and then I take care of the baby. I'm not perfect as a parent too at that time.
Why?
Honest.
Why are you bringing it up that I'm in an accident? What kind of stuff?
And they're laughing at it, y'all. Look at us. They're smiling about this, y'all. But you believe it. You really believe the story. I don't. I don't believe her story one bit. Because this is a serious business, but they're laughing and giggling like this is a joke. This ain't a joke. They smiling and laughing. Having a great time. This is supposed to be a serious issue because you got real people out there that really do experience this. And they're laughing about it. The mom says, basically, you were a mistake. I didn't plan on having you.
Is that? Oh my God.
No, it's true. I don't want you to come
I know, but
out.
that's not making me feel any better.
Speak out because
Oh my
it's
God.
it's not because I want to be famous. It's not. What the hell?
Go on, I'm sorry.
What? That's a cheap glue, huh? 99-cent store, whatever.
It's not.
Oh, we make in Japan, Daiso.
I think one of her eyelashes came off. She said cheap glue.
Whatever. Don't throw it away. It's still good. I use
Mom, stop. I feel so crazy right now.
In
She says she feels so crazy right now. I believe her.
your relationship with Jeannie, are there any new habits or new beliefs or beliefs that you sharpened while being with her?
I mean, you know, my wife she loves to save money. I didn't, you know, I'm trying to be like, yo, I'm trying to do
what?
it.
That's cultural.
Culture, yeah.
Yeah.
She save money. But I would say too, family. You know what I'm saying? Because I came from a broken home, so I didn't. Besides my uncle Hoss and his wife, and I told him that they was at a house the other day. I gave them their flowers. That's the only. Besides them and the Cosbys, you know, from what we know, that's the only structure of a family I ever seen.
You see how Jeezy just explained? Which means when he grew up as a kid, the only structure that he's seen was the Cosby Show and so and so and so. And then he compared that to Jeannie Mai's family. And pretty much he said that that's what taught him how to take care of his family.
You know, people sitting down having dinner and, you know, conversing and, you know, cleaning up the kitchen together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've never seen that, right? And culturally, her family, they're really tight, you know what I'm saying? And they really do a lot of things together, which makes it easier for me to do things with my family.
That's a lie. Check this out. Receipts, Exhibit B.
He came home.
He took it out on you guys.
Took it out on us. You know, how come you don't clean the house? The house already clean. But he's saying, how come you don't clean? It's still dirty.
She's talking about her father.
And then he just slapped and he just hit like that. I ran away, but I told my mom friend to let them know where I am.
You still let your mom know where
Right.
you were going to sleep for the night.
Right. The family told them about how mean you are, and my father, he promised they're not gonna hit me. Don't worry, he talked really sweet to me. But as soon I walked in the house, he hit me so bad. He used a hammer. He knocked on my leg until I cannot walk.
Oh my God.
Yeah, really bad.
Now think about this. All of this emotional stuff, right? A lot of times people watch these type of things and they get emotional, they get all drawn in and triggered, but they press record on the camera before it starts. And then they go through with the theatrics. So now she's talking about her father was abusive towards her. You don't see the correlation of the abuse? Her father abused her. Whether you want to call it abuse or her father was kicking some ass because the daughter was out of pocket in them streets. And the father was regulating his home. Because again, a lot of you might look at it as, oh, the father was abusive. The father was abusive. Was he really abusive? Or was he kicking some ass because his daughter was rebellious and in them damn streets getting it in with men from Korea that he probably didn't want her dealing with? And based on her own culture and traditions, a young girl is not supposed to do that. Again, in America, you can call all of that stuff abuse. But in her land, it's pretty normal.
When I was young, I don't have any good life. I can say he's a monster. I hate him so much.
Why do you think Why just sat there? Why
I say like this because
why is my grandmother? But I want to know why would she just sit there? Why wouldn't she call the police or like why would
no, she doesn't. Nobody knows.
Right.
You know, I would tell my mom to divorce my father, but
Wow, she would tell her mom to divorce her father.
she never do. In Vietnam, if she take the kid, the mother and father, nobody like that. They want her to go back with the husband because you married, that's it.
In Vietnam, the culture is very strict about marriage. It doesn't matter if you're happy. It doesn't matter if you're in an abusive relationship. Divorce is not an option. You look like you've failed the family. You failed the name. You failed the honor if you divorce. Most women are afraid to leave because bà ngoại didn't make her own money. She followed what her husband said.
No, bà ngoại có đi làm. Bà ngoại may đồ, con bà ngoại làm may đồ. Nhưng mà mẹ ngoại làm bao nhiêu tiền thì ông ngoại lấy hết.
So my grandmother did work. She was a seamstress, but all the money she made, my
father took everything.
Grandfather took. So she didn't have her own sense of independence. So staying with my grandfather was the only option she had.
Do you see the way they're talking? That's feminism. Y'all not understanding how they're mixing feminism with their Vietnamese culture. Remember, they're in America now. So they can talk that I'm free, I'm able to do this. In other words, as if though the women over there are oppressed and in bondage. But in America, the women are free. You get, this is what they're doing. They're speaking against their culture and against the men because over there, there's no matriarchy. You get what I'm saying? Women are not in power to rule over men. Not like over here in the States in America where women can talk shit, say, I don't need a man, I could do bad by myself. All of you ladies are wondering why you single right now and don't got no man. You wondering why? It's because you don't got no culture. Because if you had culture, you would understand your role as a woman and you would get with a quality, righteous man so you can build family and structure. But you don't believe in that. You believe in being a boss. And this is why you single right now. They were running from their culture. That's why Jeannie Mai is talking in the way she's talking is as if though the father was abusive. They're not letting you know that in their culture, this is how it is. There's no, oh, he's abusing me. You're going to respect that man. See, over here in the United States, these women can go out and just say what they want and do what they want. I mean, you see, what is that Tia Mari or whatever her name is, whatever the sister name is that got divorced from the other dude, how she just walking around talking about she's on her healing journey and self-love and just talking a bunch of crap all day like she's having this great time. A lot of women do that stuff. These women are not having a great time. These women are alone with a damn dog and a rose toy. They're not having a good time.
So my grandfather was extremely abusive, but clearly you saw, not that this makes it right, Mom. But
I don't believe the grandfather was extremely abusive. I just don't believe their story. They're lying. They're coming from a place of feminism. The grandfather or whoever it was an actual man that was regulating his wife, letting her know what it is, or letting his daughter know what it is. You get what I'm saying? Because if that's her grandfather, that's her mom's father. So Jeannie Mai's mom was rebellious, and her father was kicking some ass. But see, women love to call everything abuse when it comes with holding them accountable. Both the mom and the daughter were rebellious. Jeannie Mai's mom was loose in the streets, living her best life, and her father found out and kicked some ass. And then when she told him that she was pregnant, the family pretty much banished her, said, you gotta go. The only way to come back, you gotta get rid of the baby. Why? Because she got pregnant by a Korean man. You get what I'm saying? Come on now. Whether he's Korean or Chinese, I'm not sure what the situation is, but she got pregnant by a guy that the father did not approve of. That's what happened.
That you saw that he suffered from anger management issues.
Right.
And also he had a gambling problem.
Right.
So when you escaped Vietnam, what?
Notice she said she escaped Vietnam. She escaped. So what was she doing, fam? She was escaping the patriarchy to come to America so she could be on that BS like the women are over here on.
Happened? How did you start to separate from him?
When we came in the United States, and my father is still got hot temper.
He still had it here in the States?
The same.
You're a grown teenager and he's still hitting you.
Yeah, hitting me.
So she came over here as a teenager. Are y'all listening to this? Jeannie Mai's mom came over here as a teenager to America. This is crazy, y'all. Just like Jeannie Mai, same cycle.
He always said, you know what? He always said, I'm look ugly, I'm unhappy.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The whole
Her father was telling her the whole time that his daughter is ugly.
thing. He said, you so ugly like that, why you do that? And one time I get mad at him, I say, I'm ugly because of you, you make me ugly, not, and he hit me more, the more I talk. Just example like this.
Meaning, the more she was disrespectful towards her father, the more he regulated her. Y'all just keep saying, oh, he was abusive. He was abusive. Okay, let your children disrespect you. Let me see what you do about it. Let me see what you do about it. Maybe, so you don't do nothing when your kids get out of pocket? Okay, whatever you say. Good and well, your kids get out of pocket, you're going to deal with them.
He's sitting down, apartment, refrigerator in the back. And then my mom cook over there. And he told my mom, give him the beer. And I turned around, say, the beer behind you. Why don't you get the beer behind you? Why you let my mom go get it? He come up and he slapped me, I can ask your mom, I didn't call you, I call your mom, why? But I say that's not right. Why don't you help her to get the beer behind you?
She's cooking.
Notice that. She's telling her father to help her to do this and this. You got to be out of pocket, fam. This is crazy.
Yeah, my mom don't divorce because my mom say, whatever, that's your father. If you divorce, that's embarrassed more. Wow. Because the people, they might think, I'm looking for another guy. I have kids already.
She's afraid of what the people think.
I asked my mom, why don't you call the police? And my mom's scared to call because he think.
Do you see all the dysfunction that's going on in her family? She's telling her mom to call the police on her father. And the reason why she's telling him that is because they're in the States. That's why she's saying call the police. At this point, they're not in Vietnam. They're in the States. Now you can call the cops.
Call the police. And later on, I'm like, get out, he's going to hit
her. Yes.
And my old brother, he ran away. And later on, I ran away.
Notice everybody in the family is running away. Y'all don't know, y'all not listening to this? Her entire family was dysfunctional, fam. Jeezy lied to us. Jeezy told us on Sway that her family was this great family. Everybody was good at the dinner table, washing dishes and doing all this. It's all a lie.
And my young brother, the third brother, ran away. Everybody ran away.
My dad and my mom met in a factory. As soon as she came to the U.S., she got an assembly line job. It was in Texas.
Yeah.
And my dad was...
leader.
He was the manager. My dad, obviously, got charmed by my mom. He has the best stories, by the way, of how my mom stood out in a sea of all these Asian people that had just immigrated here. And he noticed my mom. My grandfather saw that my dad liked my mom and immediately jumped in and threatened my dad.
At the cafeteria in front of the people.
In front of a whole line of like hundreds of people.
Yeah.
He came up to my dad's face, pointed in his face, and threatened to kill him if my dad talked to my mom.
Yeah.
You see that? Why? Because the father didn't want that man with his daughter. And see, that's lost in this culture because you know what's so crazy about that? Some of y'all might look at that and say, well, why would the dad do that? Well, it goes back to culture and tradition. A father, you're supposed to go to the father if you're interested in his daughter based on tradition. You're not just supposed to go and fuck his daughter and then it is what it is. No, you're supposed to come to the father out of respect. And now the father is going to decide whether or not you're the guy he want his daughter to marry. That's the way it goes. So if the father was not approving of him, then it's up to the man to respect the situation. And also maybe the guy was not the type of man that follow his traditions, which goes back to morals and values. That's like, let's say, for example, let's just say you're a Islamic family. You practice Islam. And your daughter adheres to all Islamic traditions, customs, even the way she dress. But she meet an Arab man. Or not an Arab man, let's say, who practiced Buddhism? Who would practice Buddhism? I'm not sure if Koreans practice Buddhism. Koreans? Let's just say somebody that's Asian. Because I don't remember the different people practice different things. So you're saying Thai? Well, let's just say Taiwanese or whatever the case is, Chinese and Japanese. Well, I know that about but let's just say your daughter got with a guy that practiced Buddhism. You're not going to be too happy about that as a father that practiced Islam, that you raise your daughter in Islam. You raise her to dress a certain way. And now that she met this man, she's talking about Buddha. She want to take off her, the veil, or what is it? Jihad, or, I'm not sure what it's called. I always keep forgetting. My apologies to those that practice that faith. But my point is, you would feel some type of way to see your daughter with this guy. You're going to protest against that. You're going to be like, look, I don't want you with this guy. You need a guy that practices Islam. You're not going to be too happy about that. That's exactly how the father felt about his daughter getting with that guy from Korea. Same way.
Say, if you talk to my daughter one more time, if I cut you, I'm gonna kill you like that. And you know what? I don't like the people from North, so you stay away from my daughter.
So he was from the North. So we could say North Korea. Would it be safe for me to say that the man that Jeannie Mai's mom got with is from North Korea? The father didn't like the men that came from North Korea. Now, if you go back to all the different wars and different things and do you see my point? Go ahead and study some history and you'll learn why the father's pissed.
You say that.
My dad's from North Vietnam. There's like an inner kind of
from North. I'm
so
from
North
South.
Vietnam and South Vietnam, which again just makes it sound even more stupid because it has nothing to do with where you're from. But
again, Jeannie Mai is Americanized. She wasn't really raised in her culture the way others are. She understands the language, but she don't understand the history. She don't understand anything. So she's saying everything is stupid. It's not. You got to know your culture and you got to understand history. You got to understand the wars and everything else. It's a big deal. You understand?
My dad saw clearly that my mom was in an abusive family and that he didn't want my mom to be underneath my grandfather's control. He fell in love with my mom and he said, what can we do to free you?
Right, we ran away.
And ran away from Texas.
Yeah.
So they moved, they chose between two places.
I'm just saying North Korea because somebody said that the guy is Korean. If it's North Vietnam, then it's North Vietnam. I don't care. I don't know these people. I'm just going by what people saying. I don't know their whole family. I don't know where this guy was born. I don't know. You understand? People are saying that the father's Korean. Some saying he's Chinese. I'm just going with the flow.
Chose New York or the Bay Area. My mom saw that New York was too cold, so she said the Bay Area is much warmer. So
you went to California.
We went to California. My mom started a new life with my dad.
Actually, yeah, the North and the South. Matter of fact, if I'm correct, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I know I seen a video. I believe I seen a video on YouTube. I think it's the border that separates the two. And what happened is you have on one side, I believe it's in Korea. I believe it is, where you see the soldiers on one side, like the South, and you have the others on the North. And what happened is they're marching back and forth. Like literally, they're back and forth because you can't cross over the line. If you cross over the line, you die. I know I seen a video. So you saw it too? So y'all can confirm. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let me see if I can do that real quick. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can do that real quick. Let me see. Because I know I seen it on YouTube. I'm always studying different culture. North Korea. Wait, North. Let me see. Because I know I seen a video with this. And they were all outside. And you see the soldiers. The border of North and South Korea. Let's see if I can find that. All right. I think this is it. Hold on a second. Let me turn this volume down. Because I want to just get a screenshot so I can just show you what it is. Because I know I saw this video years ago. And it was about 6 years ago I saw this video. And yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can get this. I just want to take a screen grab of this. Let me see. Hold on.
50. This is the
I don't want their music in my video. Let me see. I'm just looking at something on the screen. I'm going to get that into the video just now. Okay, I just want to get the part to show you what I'm talking about. Why this thing is bugging out like this? Okay. This video is bugging out. I don't know if this is the same video. Because I'm looking. The demilitarized zone. I'm not sure if this is the video, but I'll just put the screenshot and you could probably look that stuff up on your own time. But I know the way it is, the border, you see both sides and they got their military right there. You can't cross over. They're all on guard and it's crazy. They're really not in agreement. You know what I'm saying? Let me turn this back on. Right? Let me see. So, North Korea's dangerous border. I'm not sure if this is the area, but I know it's something similar to this where you see one side and you see the soldiers and then you can't cross over. If you do, you die. I know I seen a video. I'm not sure if that's the video, but I saw a video about it. You just have to look for it on your own time and you'll see it. So it could be a reason why the father was pissed, you know? But when you see it, it's gonna make you be like, wow, yo, that's crazy. Like one side is like, they got their guns, and the other side, they got their guns, and they marching back and forth. And if you cross over to the other side, you die. You can't do it. There's no getting in or out. It's wild. Let's get back to the tape.
They had me. I had the best childhood. My dad is the kindest.
She says she had the best childhood. How could she have had the best childhood if she was violated at 9 years old? Y'all heard that? Isn't that amazing? It's funny how people come in here telling me I need to do research, and they end up getting blocked. When we're doing a live show, why don't you go do the research, start a platform, and then have fun? Nobody ain't paying you no mind. I'm the one with the microphone. They came here to see me, not you. Right? It didn't make no damn sense, fam. This woman just said that she had a great childhood. How could she have a great childhood if she said she was violated? Listen to what she said.
Or the Bay Area. My mom saw that New York was too cold, so she said the Bay Area is much warmer. So
You went to California.
we went to California. My mom started a new life with my dad. They had me. I had the best childhood. My dad is the kindest, most understanding man I have ever met in my entire life. We lived in a studio apartment in Mountain View. My mom, my dad, and me, both of them worked. About 6 or 7 years later, my brothers were born, Dennis and Daniel. My mom has always wanted family together. That's important to her. We have a dinner table here where she always invites family over, neighbors, strangers.
Are y'all not seeing this, fam? Or am I making this up? She just said she had the best childhood. They had the dinner table, they had this, they had that. How? I'm telling you, fam, there's something wrong with this, man. And again, these are two different videos. These are two different videos. It's not the same video we was looking at earlier.
Everybody's welcome to the table when my mom cooks. She started to miss my grandfather and said, hey, it's been about 7 years.
It'd been about 7 years because she ran away, remember? And she ran away from her father just like Jeannie Mai ran away from her mom for the same amount of time.
I ran away from my family, but when I separated from my family, I lost contact with my mom and also my brothers and sisters. So let's invite my grandfather back. Maybe he's changed.
But you missed the part you don't even know.
Listen to this part, ladies and gentlemen. It's the shocking part right here. Listen to this part, man. This part right here is damning evidence. This is sad, bro. Listen to this part.
When I ran away, when I talked to my mom on the phone, he picked up the other phone. I didn't know that. So he say, we forgive you. Why don't you go home? And I say, but if I go home, you promise you don't hit me. He say, he's not going to hit me anymore. But I say, I'm pregnant. So he say, if you're pregnant, you cannot go home. You have one choice. You either you kill the baby, get rid of the baby, you come home, the family accept you. Otherwise,
Me?
Yeah, you, that's you. He want me to do that. So otherwise, you cannot come home. So he said that the people, you have the child come from north, and then I hate it. I don't want the child. So get rid of the baby. And my mom say she cried. She want me to come back home, but without the baby, without you.
Yeah.
Both of them, they are together.
Yeah, it's too loud. Let me take this out. Okay, go on.
One, I cannot sleep. I walk on the street, and I thinking either I get rid of you, I have more freedom, I come back with the family, or I keep you.
Mom.
I don't know what to do. Because at that time, I'm still young. I think different, right?
I said we'd keep it real, but Mom, you're keeping it a little too real.
Yeah.
And they're laughing and giggling. The mom just said all of that stuff about getting rid of her, and they laughing and giggling, man. This is crazy, fam.
I'm Drew at that time. And then I go to the doctor. I ask if I want to take out a baby. What happened, you know? I say, yeah, if you do that, you have to sign a paper. I go through with that. And then by the time I'm ready to get rid of you, I don't know what Sunday I'm thinking about. If my father, he doesn't change his mind, okay? And then I lost you, and then I will suffer for the rest of my life.
That's right, Mom.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about it. And then I said, doctor, I'm sorry, I forget the whole thing. I don't want it. I changed my mind. And I get out of the thing, and I go home.
You almost went through with it?
Yeah, I went through
Abort
it.
me?
Yeah,
What would
honest.
you do without me in your life, Mom?
That's why I feel happy now. I told my father.
Are y'all listening to this madness, fam? Are y'all listening to this? Come on now. Come on. What's going on here, fam? Her mom just said that She was planning on getting rid of her. Why? Because she got pregnant young. And the family didn't approve of it. Not just her father, but her mom too. Telling you, man, they're not telling you the full story, fam.
I keep the baby. So he hung up the phone. We came home with the baby. I came to see the whole family. At that time, Thanksgiving. So I knocked the door. I think if I bring the baby, he might forgive me. As soon as he see you, he get mad.
Wow, as soon as he seen her, he got mad.
He kicked me out. He said, I never see the ugly, dark baby like that.
Okay, this is just up.
Yeah, my father, he said, I told you, I don't like the baby come from north. Get out of my house.
He was upset because she had a baby from the guy from the north.
He kicked me out. So I have to get out of the house with you. I can't even say anything.
This thing is driving
I'm
me
sorry.
crazy, Mom.
Yeah. I cry. I bring you home and I take care of you until now.
Wow. Pure dysfunctional, fam. The entire family on Jeannie Mai's side was dysfunctional. The mom was being forced by her father to delete her based on their culture and tradition. He was upset. I see a lot of mental health issues, narcissism, this is just bad all around. Then you got Jeezy out there doing a ton of interviews. I mean, if you go just search on YouTube for Jeezy interviews, this guy did more than 25 podcast interviews with different podcasts promoting his book. That's crazy, man. But you don't got no time to focus on your family. You praised Jeannie Mai last month, but you filed for divorce. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's about it. What I wanted to show you was the situation here with this woman's family. That's what I mainly wanted to show you. That's supposed to be her father. I got to take a look at that video to find out what's going on with that. So her mom didn't love her. She loved the abuser more. From her own mouth, this is what we heard, y'all. Like mother, like daughter. Like daughter, like mother. Isn't that sad? Same cycle. Mom is divorced. Daughter is about to be divorced. Same cycle, generational curse. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think about it. You know what I'm saying? We got some things we got to do. It is what it is, fam. Let's see what we got here. I'll give a few shout outs on the Cash App. You know what I mean? Make sure you get the likes up, fam. Likes are for free. We have 800 people in the building. If you like my work, you know what I'm saying, you appreciate the commentary, click the like button. Likes don't cost you not $1. Right? Let's hit those like button. Let's get the likes to 1,000. We need them likes at 1,000. Right? So let's see what we got here. Okay. I'm not sure if I shouted out Monique. I think I did. I shouted out Monique earlier. Shout out to Sheila. Sheila for the $5 support. Sheila for the $5 support. Sheila for the $5 support. Antonio for the $15 support. Antonio. Shout out to BK. BK all day for the $10 support. BK all day. Shout out to BK all day for the $10 support. And salute to V Dub Man for the $100 support. V Dub Man in the building. The $100 support. You know? So, hey, I hope y'all appreciate this breakdown of this. You know what I mean? We got more interesting breakdowns to talk about. what we want to make sure that you know is Jeezy lied to us when he said that Jeannie Mai's family was this good, productive household where everything was in order. It was not. He lied to sell books. That's bad, y'all. He praised Jeannie Mai last month, but filed for divorce. That's crazy, man. I got a problem with that, fam. I got a problem with a man praising his family 1 month and then say, oh yeah, you know, my skin is glowing and blah, 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 but then you file for divorce. Something wrong with that, fam. So, hey, man, we're going to get up on out of here, fam. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Hey, if you got time, fam, go check out my new music video, fam, Inner World. Link is in the description, fam. Not in the description, in the chat. Check it out. My new music video, Inner World. Check it out. Give it a play, man. Give it a play. Let me know what you think in the comment section, fam. Let me know if you want to hear more music. Because I got a lot of stuff coming up, man. Whole lot. So, hey, we're going to get up on out of here. I got some things I got to do. And appreciate everybody stopping by, everybody rocking with the platform. You know what I mean? Without you, I can't do this. You already done know. So, yeah, man. Got a lot of things in the works, man. A lot of stuff that I'm working on right now. I can't wait for this weather to change. The weather in New York is bad, man. It's just raining all week. Raining. I'm like, come on, man. With this rain, man. I can't deal with this, man. That's why I need sunny weather every day. But anyway, we're going to get up on out of here. Again, y'all take care. Peace and blessings to the mods in the chat. And salute to everybody in the building. Make sure you call your mom, call your dad, tell them that you love them. You know what I mean? It's very important that you do that. Every now and then, call them up. Say, hey, how you doing, Ma? Love you. Give her a hug. Visit the crib. Bring her some flowers. Bring her some candy. You know what I mean? Just surprise her with something. Call your father. You know, let him know what's good. Come over there, hey, Dad, I'm going to chill with you for the day. You know what I'm saying? Chop it up. Because a lot of times elderly people don't be having company like that. So when you come through, it's good for them to see you around. Don't get to the point where you know you're this adult now and you got your own life and family and you're doing your own thing that you forget about your folks. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Because when you lose a mom or you lose a dad, you're gonna regret the times that you could have done more. What I'm trying to encourage you is to do more. You know what I mean? Do more right now. It's very important that you do that. Don't wait till your pops is out of here or your mom's check out, because then you're going to be like, damn, I used to hear Ringo say, call your mom all the time, and I didn't do it. I didn't even know my mom was going to pass, bro. Damn, yo. Now you regretting it. You know what I mean? Now you're going through the motions now. So don't wait. Call her after the show. Let her know what's up. Call your pops after the show. Let them know what's good. You know what I mean? And you know, the same thing goes for your family, not just your mom and your pops, but call your family too. You know what I mean? Or visit that cousin that you and your cousin was cool at one time. Visit your cousins. Hey, yo, bro, I come on pass through later on, man. All right, cool. And chop it up. You know? Sometimes we doing our own thing. We forget about everybody else and it's like, it's crazy, man. But yeah, we're going to take care of more business, fam. I got a lot of music coming up. A lot of music, fam. Like I said, my audience don't know what I'm capable of. They see a couple of my songs. I got a lot of songs on my channel, if people look for it. A lot of music videos that I've done. But y'all haven't seen or heard the creativity to its max yet. Y'all haven't seen that yet. Like I said, when I start putting out that production all the time, it's a wrap, man. All these music artists that are out right now, it's a joke to me. I promise you. Because what I do is in the future. I'm not with what everybody else is doing. My entire sound is different. I'm in the future, waiting for everybody to catch up. And then when they try to catch up, I re-innovate and do more and, you know, pretty much go to the next level. But hey, you'll see. Peace and blessings to the chat. Ringo TV Reactions. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Ringo TV Reactions, the #1 reactionary channel on YouTube, bringing you the best commentary and criticism known to man. We'll catch you in the next one. Ringo TV Reactions. We out, fam. Peace and blessings to the mods. V-Dub Man in the building. Salute to everybody in the chat. Everybody that rock with the platform. Let's get those likes up, fam. Let's go. We out of here. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out.